1.
Good evening, everyone. Adequate notice of this meeting was provided by sending such notice to the Asbury Park Press, the Middletown Patch, and the Middletown Township Public School District website, and the posting of such notice at the August T minor administrative offices in each elementary, middle, and secondary school and district. Roll call.
Mrs. Caminiti. Mrs. Farley.
Here.
Mr. Fitzgerald.
Here.
Mrs. Minuis. Mrs. Skolasky.
Here.
Mr. Toth.
Here.
Mrs. Wright.
Here.
Mrs. Tobacco.
Here.
Mr. Capone.
Here. And I need a motion for exec session to discuss HIB appeals, HIB update, and personnel matters.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? See you in a little while.
One.
Good evening, everyone. Please stand for the pledge and a moment of silence. Former district employee Francis Fran Pierce passed away on April 29, 2024. Fran taught at High School South from 1982 until her retirement in 2006. We extend our deepest condolences to the Pierce family. The district also extends its condolences to the family of Richard LaBarbera, who passed away on May 15, 2024. Rich was the president of Middletown chapter of International Lions Club and worked alongside our school nursing staff to organize vision screening for the children of Middletown Township schools. Thanks to his dedication, many students were identified early for eye disorders and received necessary corrective glasses and even crucial surgeries. His contributions to the Middletown community have enabled generations to see better, enabling them to achieve greater success in school and life. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Okay, we're going to start with our student speakers this evening. Calling up from High School North, Mr. Aiden Ovesier. How you doing, Aiden?
Doing swell. How about you?
Good.
Hello? Perfect. All right. Finally did it. All right. Good evening. Our reverse grade referral program presents students with opportunities to recognize staff members' positive contributions and influence throughout the school. All nominees receive a certificate. High School North Super Council, consisting of elected officials from each co-curricular club, then selects one monthly coin recipient based upon the submissions. Last month's award winner was Ms. Wilton, our math teacher. Our second annual Advanced Placement Advantage Fair was held yesterday in the Media Center during blocks 3 and 4. This program presented students who are currently enrolled in these courses to speak with classmates about academic expectations, class content, and the many benefits of enrollment. Our boys and girls track programs, softball teams, and boys lacrosse team have all earned divisional championship titles this spring season. After the fire, an inspiring assembly about overcoming adversity and persevering through challenges will be presented to our class of 2024 Thursday, May 23rd in the theater. Patrick Bonacista was named NJ Advanced Media's Best Junior Tennis Player, an impressive athletic accolade. Madeline Boyce has earned the all-time strikeout record for HS North's highly decorated softball program, a magnificent pitching achievement. Irving Matos and Luke Sheehan were honored with the Shore Conference Sportsman Award, a prestigious recognition that demonstrates their integrity, respect, and an overall positive influence. Nick Bate, Tommy Valnati, and Connor Walsh, senior leaders of our cheering section, have been nominated for the New Jersey High School Game Changers Award, conveying enthusiasm and school spirit. 15 decorated and outstanding student athletes were celebrated today during our spring signing event in the upper gym. They include Brady Kolinsky for Division I Wrestling to Rider University, Gavin and Ramos, Division II Lacrosse to Georgian Court University, Hayden Matos for Division II Lacrosse to Georgian Court University, Madison Mercati for Division III Basketball to Montclair State University, Brian Dunleavy, Division III Football, Fairleigh Dickinson University, Anthony Guzman, Division III Football, Keystone College, Gavin Hollering, Division III Football, Montclair State University, Colin Jakes, Division III Football to Alfred University, Luke Sheehan, Division III Football, Union College, Ian Paul Morgan, Division III Football, Fairleigh Dickinson University, Justin Soto for Division III Football to Montclair State University, Richie Walton, Division III Football to Fairleigh Dickinson University, Frank Zano, Division III Football to Fairleigh Dickinson University, Caroline Prince for Division III Tennis to DeSales University, Nate Whitehead for Division III Tennis to the Catholic University of America. 360 students took 517 advanced placement exams on our campus from May 6th to the 17th. We are proud of the focus and preparation for these important tests. ArtFest, an exhibit of original projects from fine, applied, and digital arts, is set for May 29th and 30th in the Media Center. The evening community session will be held on May 29th from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Thursday, May 30th is Senior Decision Day, where the members of our class of 2024 will wear gear that presents their future scholastic or career plans. Thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you, Ethan. Next up from High School South, Mr. Jake Dembowski.
Good evening. Nice to see all of you. Emily DeMarco completed her senior project as an inclusive art project for our autism program. May was a month of testing. NJSLA and AP tests were administered and all went well. Sophomore Yasmin Sandoval and junior Alex Siegel were accepted into the CIEE Global Navigators program for this summer. Yasmin will be traveling to Kyoto, Japan in July to participate in the Japanese Language and Culture program. Alex will be going to Sydney, Australia in June to participate in the Wildlife Conservation from Lab to Sea program. Each student will be in their respective countries for 3 weeks. Our spring sports teams are entering postseason play. State tournament action begins for most teams this week with several teams hosting home games. Senior Rosie Shea recently won both the 800-meter and 1600-meter races at the Monmouth County Championships. Senior golfer Dan Cassidy qualified for the Tournament of Champions after placing 5th in the North 2 Group 3 tournament. The baseball team earned the number 3 seed in the Shore Conference tournament, falling to 4-time defending champion RBC in the quarterfinals. They still have the NJSIAA tournament, which begins this week. The softball team advanced to the finals of the Monmouth County Tournament Blue Division final against Mattawan. South held its 3rd collegiate signing event of the year on May 16th, with 12 student athletes celebrating their advancement to collegiate athletics. Cassidy Brown, Sean Byrne, Dan Cassidy, Derek Amanda, Luke Cordiano, Will Everts, Sean Good, Ali Greco, Owen Murphy, Quinn Pipersic, Evan Rommel, and Jacob Wenzel were all celebrated during the event. 3 films from South were selected to be screened at this year's Montclair Emerging Filmmaker Competition on June 1st at the Claridge Theater in Montclair, New Jersey. Christian Gazone, Luke Savini, Adriana Dinolfo, James Ketley, and Julia Alexandra will be awarded the jury prize for their films Notas de Amore and The Last Call, while Gigi Mariano and Kate Cashin will be taking home the grand prize for Someday Is Today. Congratulations to Ethan Castro, Michael Puma, Colin Chadbourne, Ben DeMarco, Gia Santilli, Alex Miller, Hayden Allenthal, Adriana Dinolfo, James Ketley, Juliana Alexandre, Jake Greenwald, Nick Valdez, Joseph Partidano, Andy Kirshner, Gigi Mariano, and Kate Cashin. 4 of their films were selected to be screened at the Barrymore Film Center in Fort Lee, New Jersey on June 15th as a part of this year's New Jersey Young Filmmakers Festival. Their work is being recognized by the New Jersey's longest-running film festival, and all films will be awarded either 1st, 2nd, or 3rd place on the date of the festival. The 10th annual Middletown High School South Student Film Festival will be taking place on June 14th at 7 p.m. in the Southside Theater. The festival will showcase some of the students' work that was created over the course of the year. Tickets are $5. In closing, I would like to thank all of you for this great opportunity, as this will be my last meeting of the year, as I'll be attending the American Legion Boys State at the time of the June meeting. It has been an honor and a privilege to learn to witness and learn all the good work you all do to benefit the students in Middletown. And I'd like to welcome Connor McNamara. He will speak. For all you.
Jake, it's been an honor you being with us. Thank you so much, Jake.
Thank you, Jake.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to introduce Connor McNamara from High School South, who is going to be talking tonight about his experience in our transition program at High School South.
Anna? You're on.
Hi, my name is Connor. I've been a part of the transition program for 2 years. In the transition program, I've learned meaningful life skills and employment skills. The transition program combines classroom lessons, work-based learning, and community-based instruction to prepare my peers and I for adult life. I started my work-based learning with 2 days a week at Brookdale Kitchen, 1 day at Party Fair, and 1 day at DSW. This current school year, I'm participating in work-based learning at Town Clerk, and I have a paid job at Melvin's Cafe. Last year, while I was volunteering at Party Fair, I was doing very well and was offered a paid job there. This year, I take 1 day off of school, weekly attend work at Party Fair. In addition, I was recently offered an opportunity to intern as a town clerk over the summer. In the transition program, I have learned how to advocate for myself. I learned life skills such as grocery shopping, social skills, cooking skills, and participated in recreational activities. In the transition program, I do a card called the Miles card. Me and my classmates plan, organize, shop, and prepare the food sold to staff members at High School South every Friday. In the program, we spend time learning employment skills and preparing for future employment. I am given the opportunity to have support at the job sites, and I am able to work towards independence, like I did at Party Fair. The program also goes on weekly community trips where we learn about our community and have the opportunity to use the skills we have learned in real-world situations. A typical day for us is that we come into school and prepare for our jobs that day. We do classroom activities about life skills and employment skills. After block 1, we leave our work sites. We remain at our work sites for the majority of the day. Once we return to school, we complete a reflection on our day at work. We are given the chance to discuss any issues, and then we head to self-directed physical education, where we get physical activity doing things we enjoy. I want to give a special thank you to my parents, Mrs. Mendel, Mrs. Weinstock, Ms. Victoria, Mr. Tomo, and my parents for helping me have confidence with this speech and giving me the opportunity to do this speech, and I'm very glad and honored to do this. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm sure that I echo the sentiments of the Board of Education and the other administrators and your teachers and your parents that we are just so proud of you, proud of the work that you've done, proud of the effort you've put in, and proud of you for getting up there and speaking tonight so beautifully about the program. And you are 100% the reason why we do what we do, so thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll now go to Mr. Kirkpatrick for the presentation of fifth grades in SSDS. Here you go.
So proud of you, Connor.
Thank you, Mr.
Tough act to follow. Okay, so while we're pulling up the presentation, twice a year, we present information related to student safety data system and KIM assessment scores. This evening, I'm going to be presenting information related to SSDS for the first period 1 of the school year, which is September 1 through December. And I'm going to compare that data to period 1 of the 2022-2023 school year. I'm also going to be discussing the HIB self-assessment scores, which were discussed earlier in the year, which I'll touch on in just a minute, but I'll start with SSDS information. Shannon, please. Okay, like I said, this is SSDS information from period 1 of this year, and also period 1 of the 2022-2023 school year. So it's a period 1 comparison. Next year in the fall, I will be doing the comparison of the entire year, period 1 and period 2, which starts in January and goes to the end of the school year, and I'll compare it to the entire school year of 22-23. So the column all the way to the left addresses incidents that have to be reported to the state on a monthly basis. And those incidents include anything related to violence, vandalism, substances, weapons, confirmed HIBs, non-confirmed HIBs, and any other incidents that lead to students' removal from school program, whether it's a suspension or an in-school suspension. So if you look at the far right-hand column, you can see the breakdown of each one of those incidents for period 1 of this school year, and then you can compare the middle column, which was the 22-23 school year. What I want to draw your attention to are the HIB confirmed and the HIB alleged. For this school year, if you combine those two rows and compare them to the 2 rows combined of the 22-23 school year, you'll see there's a substantial difference. The Board of Education adopted our principal preliminary determination this year, which has given administration the ability to not investigate certain incidents that don't necessarily meet the state criteria for harassment, intimidation, and bullying. So I just wanted to point that out. Those are the comparisons for period 1 for the last 2 school years. I'm going to speak about HIB assessment grades next. If you recall, back in the fall, I presented these numbers from the self-assessment scores that each school climate team put together after filling out the state's assessment. After we presented it to the board back in the fall, we send the scores into the state, and they review them. They have now approved them, and that's why I'm presenting them right now. They've been approved by the state. Those are all of the individual scores for each school, and the district's grade score, which is 73. And that's out of a possible of 78. Those scores have been placed on every school's website, as well as the district website right now. Over the course of the summer, we'll get information from the state that I will pass on to our counseling staff, and they will start breaking down the self-assessment for this school year, and that will be posted next school year. Any questions that anyone has related to SSDS data or HIB data, they can reach out to me at central office, and I'd be happy to have a conversation with them. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Thank you, Mr. Kirkpatrick. Okay, moving forward, committee reports, I'm going to hand it off to Ms. Doherty for finance.
The Finance Committee met yesterday. We had a few items on the agenda. First off, we had our representatives from the incoming health insurance broker, Brio Benefits, Richard Kaczynski and Jason Pastrana. The committee talked about our 24-25 renewal information that had been developed over the past few months. And since we're making a transition with our broker, we have the information that our outgoing broker had been working on for a few months and got proposals for. We brought the new broker in to review all that information and consult on it. Came to a consensus on what direction to go to for next year that they were comfortable with as well. And we've added that to the agenda tonight because we have to have new contracts in place by July 1st. So we did discuss that with them. We also went over, if you notice on this agenda, every May we do a variety of reorganization items and professional appointments. Those are all listed on the agenda this evening. We did review all of those. We do this on an annual basis. So there are quite a few things on there that we have to renew for next year, but we went over those in the committee. We also talked about, we obtained some updated appraisals on some of our vacant property. We did get those reports. We are in the process of reviewing them, and the committee will continue to discuss, in what direction to go with those properties in the future. We did talk about possibly going through the process to be able to get approval to make them available for sale if we choose to do that in the future. And that's, we do have a couple of, we also did talk about the Class 3 officer agreement that will be on the agenda for June. We're at the end of our initial contract period, 2 years, and we do have one 2-year renewal available to us. So we will be approving that in June, and also the township will need to approve that as well. We've been in contact with them to coordinate that. And that's all.
Thank you, Ms. Doherty. Okay, we now have a public comment for agenda items only. If you wish to make a comment, please step forward, state your names and address the clerk. Seeing no one stepping forward, we're going to move to close public comment and continue on. I just want to say to everyone here, I'd like to welcome Mr. Kevin Cohen to the table. He's newly now, and just wanted to point that out to you in my report. We made it to the table. I'm now going to hand it off to Mrs. Alphone to speak about the superintendent's update.
Great, thank you. So a couple of things tonight. The first I want to make mention of, and a lot of these things went out in my update on Friday to the community, but to reiterate them, we have evolved our parent information committee to become stakeholder collaborative sessions to try to expand our parental involvement on a variety of topics and initiatives within the district. These will be small, focused discussions, and we just had our 2 very first. One was related to GPA transcripts and college admissions at the high school level, and there was lots of productive conversation and some action items that we took away from that for the future. And then we had a second small group forum where we talked about literacy initiatives and the at the K-5 level and our elementary school report card redesign, particular to grades 4 and 5, which I'll speak about in a moment. There was a link that was embedded in my communication. If any parent or family member has interest in participating in one of these forums for next year, you simply have to put your name, contact information, and any topics that you think you would want to be a part of a discussion for, and we're going to start to form small groups that will operate all year long. So that way parents have a very granular level of input into some of the things that are happening across the district. As I mentioned, we are in the process currently of redesigning our 4th and 5th grade report card. We're starting there. The impetus behind this was to create a hybrid model that built a better bridge from our 4th and 5th grade into our middle school. As many of you know, our elementary report cards are standard based, which means they include no percentage values. And we are finding and have found that that is a detriment to 6th graders when they come into middle school because they've never been graded on a percentage basis before. So what we're looking to do is take our 4th and 5th grade literacy and math grades to start and have them have a percentage tied to them that's in alignment with how that's created at the middle school, but also have some standards indicators that are broader to give a little bit more specified feedback in those content areas. We are certain that this will be live and ready to go by the fall for our first trimester reporting, and between now and that time we'll be having parent sessions to share and roll out that new report card model for 4th and 5th grade. In conjunction with that, we're also redesigning our 4th and 5th grade literacy curriculum to better align with our new report card model. So that's all going to happen in conjunction. We're also really excited to announce that in September, a renowned motivational speaker, Jordan Toma, is coming to Middletown. His program, I Am Just a Kid with an IEP, inspires students to turn their struggles into strengths. He will be conducting an event at both High School South and High School North for our 9th graders in the new Freshman Frontiers redesign as kind of a kickoff event. And he's not just a speaker, it's a whole event. So it really does get the students excited and engaged in the program. We're also really excited to bring him back that evening at 7 p.m. for a parent night, where, parents can bring students that aren't in ninth grade to hear him speak. It will be a ticketed event, and more information will come. We are going to have it here at High School North because we have a greater auditorium capacity. But more information, but we're really excited to bring Jordan to Middletown. Get on YouTube, check him out. He has some great content that is really inspiring and motivating, and he really impacts the kids in a really positive way in his visit, so we're excited. I can't believe we're already talking about graduation because we're a little shy of we're about a month away. Tickets will be available through Hometown, our online ticketing app, on June 3rd at noon. All middle school students will have access to 6 tickets per student, and all high school students will have access to 8 tickets per student. And these allotments are based on our capacities at the various venues where we conduct our graduation and promotion ceremonies. The last thing I just want to kind of talk about is we are continuing to move forward with our Lincroft Annex project and planning for the Lincroft Annex to be the eventual home of our MILES program, which is our 18 to 21-year-old transition program. A team of district staff members with a vested interest in the project met today with our architect to discuss layout, timelines, and vision of the overall project. We're really excited to move forward with this, and I have to say, this is a project that I am absolutely so proud to be a part of. We have so many amazing success stories of students in the transition program, and tonight you were able to witness that firsthand. Our goal is to continue to grow this program in an effort to help our post-secondary students develop important job skills and simultaneously expand our offerings for full-time employment after they get out of the transition program or max out of age at 21. Individuals who may have challenges may need additional support in the form of coaching and modeling, but as you can see, these success stories like Connor define what can be accomplished. It is our job as educators, I believe, to remove barriers and provide support and opportunities to ensure that all of our students can contribute to the world when they leave us at whatever age that may be. If I were to get to pick where the legacy of my time would be, I would forever want mine to be etched into this program. It is truly work that matters and cultivates a larger inclusive culture that we want to exist for our students and for all individuals. So, Connor is a shining star for us and an example of all that can be. And I know myself and the board are dedicated to having that program, support other students that are capable and can contribute in a really positive way to the world. So that's it. That's all I have. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Ms. Alphone. All right, I need approval of the meeting minutes, 10A and B, motion to approve.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? I need a motion to approve appointment for 2024-25 school year, 11A through Y.
So moved.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? A motion to approve business office consent agenda 12A through N and the addendum 1A and B.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Need a motion to approve superintendent of schools recommendation consent agenda 13A through D. Motion to approve 13A through D.
So moved. Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I oppose A. I'm no on A.
Okay. On the entire item?
A, yes.
You stop reading that?
I'm good with that. Okay, and we're gonna move on to the 261979, 263623, and 260854. Motion to approve each one.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? I am in favor, yes, on all three.
Yes.
Opposed?
I'm in favor on the first and the third, so I'm in favor on 261979 and 260854, and I'm no on 263623.
Same. And I'm the
I'm
same.
exactly the same.
Same.
I have Mr. Fitzgerald, Mrs. Wright, Mrs. Farley, Mr. Tuck, and Mrs. Gillespie.
Any? Good.
Yes.
Don't have to move on to old business. Does anyone have old business to speak about?
I'm not sure if this is old, but I have to just say.
I was gonna go into it.
Sorry. I just want to tell the board that I attended, and public that I attended the NJSBA Delegate Assembly this Saturday as a voting delegate. It was my first time. It was very interesting exercise in learning what power the boards have and don't have in terms of legislation for NJSBA and what the NJSBA supports. Some interesting topics were brought up, including changes to the HIB law, changes to social studies curriculum. There was a motion to put social studies and history lessons into every single subject that one of the boards put forth. And so just for everyone's information, we are able to come together as a board to write any resolution that we feel like we'd like the NJSBA to support. There's another assembly in December, and so we can talk about that in legislative.
I like that.
They're very interesting.
Good. All right, I'm just gonna raise up an old business, but we have a conflict on June 18th in our calendar for our board meetings. It is graduation for the middle school, so everybody can whip out their calendar real quick and think if the following week, the 24th would work, which is the Monday, or the Tuesday. Okay. The 25th work, Carol?
Yes.
I think so.
Yes, everybody said yes, and then quick.
Yep,
All right.
that was one
Quick,
of
it's over. The 25th it is, that will be our new date for our meeting, Tuesday, June 25th. Anyone else for old business? Aiden and Jake, we'll go to you next. Do you have any business that you'd like to speak of, anything you want to talk about? You know, it's your last meeting, Jake, and we are very honored, like I said before.
Well, I don't know if the date changed, I might be here.
All right.
Jake likes it so much.
Just an FYI, you graduated the 19th, if not the 20th, so
May
this is
not.
the next week, so.
Well, I'm here, I'll be here next year too, I'm June.
Well, we'll look forward to having you in June if you can make it, that'd be great.
I do want to say though, that the Navy is coming to South
On Friday.
That's right. Yes,
Right.
exciting.
It's gonna be a cool experience.
Yep.
Helicopter, demonstration.
Helicopters and all, yes. Parachuting and all, yes.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good deal.
All right, anyone else for new business? Any new business?
Yeah, I have new business. I'd like to request that we convene the policy committee to create a district policy regarding the use of cell phones in school during the school day. I believe that if we enact a policy prohibiting the use of cell phones during the school day, we will notice not only an improvement in student educational achievements and attention, but we will see social and emotional improvements as well. The vast majority of bullying instances we see as a board involve the use of a cell phone in some way, often during the school day. This has to stop. School should be a place for students to thrive, and it is our obligation as a district to provide them with these opportunities. Prohibiting the use of cell phones during the school day is the best way to start. Presently, the Code of Conduct does not permit students to use their phones during instructional time, but my understanding is that this is very difficult to enforce. There was just an article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, I don't know if anybody else saw it, about a teacher who quit the profession over his frustration with students and cell phones, what a distraction and detriment it had become to students both educationally and socially and emotionally. Our teachers have enough important jobs to do during the day, and they already go above and beyond for our students. They should not also be tasked with constantly regulating cell phone use. Study after study has confirmed that the most successful course of action is to prohibit the use of cell phones during the day entirely. We can discuss the best way to implement this with the committee and administration, but I would like to see that put in place by the start of next school year. I know there will be some parental concerns, and we will definitely do our best to make sure that those are addressed. And then just as an aside, I'd like to encourage any parent who's interested or who feels passionately about this to check out the book, The Anxious Generation by Jonathan Haidt. It just came out a couple months ago. It's an incredible book, talks about the struggles of a phone-based childhood that started in the early 2010s when the iPhone and social media became very prevalent, and has great suggestions for what we can do as parents and as a community to try to turn this around and give our children the childhood that they deserve. And I'd like to do my part for all the children in Middletown by focusing on this effort this summer to roll out in the fall.
So basically looking to codify the student code of conduct handbook. into
I'm looking
policy.
to create a policy on cell phone use in school.
Codifying
And I
exactly
think,
the.
I think everybody, all of you guys should read that book, because it's
It's
extraordinary.
incredible, right? I know, I want to assign it to every parent,
Yeah.
like in the hospital. Here, read this.
So as policy chair, I'm happy to bring it to policy
Awesome.
meeting, and I think it is crucial to discuss it, and there's a lot of logistics to figure out.
100%. It's not
It
easy.
might not be the same policy in elementary, middle, and high, but I think we do need to discuss it.
Yep.
I also believe that in terms of kids who do abuse their cell phone privileges by participating in some kind of HIP or using it as a tool of bullying, that those privileges should be revoked. To be bringing that stuff into school at all, but I think we can discuss
Agreed.
it and we can listen to our board's, feedback as well and community feedback. And just as an aside, before the policy committee leaves tonight, we could just figure out a date to meet. We also have a big agenda with our NJSBA policies to review. As we move from Strauss SMA over to our NJSBA policy manual. So we can just all meet before everyone runs out of here. Thank you.
And just to be clear, we're not looking for a ban of cell phone, we're looking to codify our current student code of conduct.
We're not looking to codify exactly what's in the
I'm not committing to anything. I think what I want to do is convene the policy committee to create a policy regarding the use of cell phones. I think we need to talk to administrators in the school, find out, what their take is, what they think. I'm not proposing that we say, that we take student cell phones away from them when they arrive for the day and don't give them, that we collect them somewhere and have them in the office or something like that. But we need to discuss it in policy. I don't think that the current code of conduct is effective, and so I don't really think it should be codified. I think we need to start from scratch.
And I would love to, for the policy meeting also, if we could hear from the secondary principals.
Yes.
Jess.
They've given us some feedback already.
Oh, great. Yeah, we can
So just a
bring that
quick
to
question, are phones right now currently allowed to be used during educational time in school?
When directed by a teacher.
Okay. So they're not allowed now, and only when directed by a teacher, they can use their personal devices.
While they're in classroom, Mr. Cohen can correct me if I'm wrong, at the high school level, the students are allowed to use them in the lunchroom and
They're free
in the
time.
hallway in the free time, correct? But in the classroom, it has to be under the direction of the educator.
So we're looking to take it away during their free time also?
Yes.
Or you want to take it away during the free time?
Yes.
But why are we having this discussion now when she just asked to have the
That's
policy
true. I would
meeting?
like to talk about
I would
it.
like to know
That's my
exactly
personal.
what, because right now we have it already, that you're not allowed to use these cell
Yes,
phones.
but it's not effective. You've seen the videos that have been presented to us as part of HIBs that were literally filmed during the day.
So we also
in an
believe in
educational
parental
setting.
rights in the school community. Okay, so if you don't want your child to be bringing cell phones to school, that is your choice. But you also have other obstacles, as in people who work, children who work that have to be in touch with their employer right after school. You have issues of safety issues that will be coming up with the cell phone. So to say that we're going to ban people.
I don't think
I did
anybody
not
said
say that
ban.
we were going to ban.
I don't think we said
So I
ban.
wanna
She wants
have a policy
meeting. And I think that to have this discussion now among the board is ludicrous. I think it's a policy meeting to discuss all of the pros
I'm
and
asking
cons.
if you're looking
I'd
to
like
fully
to hear
ban,
it.
I thought she said yes.
She did not say
I did
fully
not
ban
say
cell
ban.
phones. She did not say that. No one is looking to fully ban cell phones or abscond with them or.
Because like I'm just saying, a parent, if they do not want that phone in that classroom or in that school, that is your right to say to your child, leave your phone at home. But if you're a parent who wants that phone in school, that is up to you. It's It's called parental choice, which we, as a board, I believe, fight for each and every day.
I don't think this is a parental choice issue in any way, shape, or form.
Not at all. When
Not
you're
at
in
all.
school, you're subject to the rules of the school. So if a parent has to set limitations around their child's use of the cell phone before school, after school, on the weekends, whatever, that's great. They're welcome to do that. What I'm talking about is creating a policy, like we have dozens of,
We don't have
hundreds of
any
policies.
cell phone policy right
No,
now.
but just like all of our other policies, to govern behavior in the school setting during the school day, which we have the prerogative to do.
Which you also have right now currently, but we just need to police it.
We don't have a cell phone policy.
And as I mentioned,
We have a video recording policy and we have a code of conduct that is in our handbook
That is not a board policy.
that tells you not to use
It's
your
not
cell
a
phone.
board policy. We do not have a board policy regarding cell phone use.
So we will codify our student code of conduct.
That's not what she's
I
asking for. She's not asking
requested
to codify
policy
exactly
committee
what's in
meeting, and I
that.
think, Frank, you're on the policy committee,
Yes.
right? So we can discuss this.
I just
in
want to,
further
I want to be
detail there.
clear, this is a big situation we're talking about, that's why.
Okay,
Just to add, I know there's other districts that have cubbies that they
Yes.
take their cell phones and plug.
Correct.
Cubbies, or there's the little pouches, whatever they're called,
Yeah.
the yonder pouches. There's lots of options. We're certainly not the first school district that has contemplated this problem, and there are many districts that have been very successful in implementing these policies and have seen really huge benefits to their, their communities. So,
and
Yeah,
as
for
the
free.
policy chair, I would like to have this meeting and have it discussed in a committee meeting.
Yeah, I
All the
think it's
pros,
good.
all the cons, all the input from everyone, and I think we need to, yes, acknowledge that this is probably a heated topic, but again, as I said, it also could be different protocols for different grade levels, and I think we need input from our principals on all of that.
Sounds good. Back to policy goes. Okay, any more new business?
Actually, I would like to make a motion, I don't know if this is a vote or what, but I'd also like to make a comment. I would like to keep new business and old business conversations to actual board business from here on out, and not have it be just a recounting of different school events, there's a different place for that, but I think we do need to continue to keep board business to actual presenting, just as Kate did, a topic that has to go back to a committee or that, something that needs to be discussed. I know a lot of times we'll just get an email or someone will just mention like, oh, I want to talk about this in a meeting, but I think the board, new business should actually be kept to what is the board's business at hand that we have to accomplish.
I think that's actually how Robert's
Robert's
rule
rules.
is.
yes.
is-
That would be the rule that already applies here,
So it's just a matter of.
We just need to enforce it. Enforcement,
And-
yes.
It should just be enforced. I remind you about all board members, as for Jackie's motion, and carry that through.
Thank you.
All right, now we have the microphone open for public, I'm sorry, Adriana and Jake, you're good? Microphone open for public comment on anything you'd like to speak of. Just please state your name and address for the record.
Mark Paparazzi, great job on the cell phones. I agree 100%, it definitely needs to be looked into. There has to be a full thought-out plan, but, in my wife's school, a different district, they implemented this last year, actually, just in her school. And it was mayhem at first. The first month was mayhem with the parents and the teachers. And this year, it's been a different story, because now the kids are used to it, and it's what's normal. And well, you bring up the point that it's the parent's right for the kid to bring a phone to school. But the parent that doesn't want their kid to have a phone in school and is now being exposed to the kid who brought it in, it's kind of a gray area. So I agree, definitely look into that. Great policy. It would be benefit the district, yes. Kids need to get off the phone. Get off social media. Go on social media after 3 o'clock, not during lunch. Because that's when incidents can start. Or a meme comes up or something that just doesn't belong in school. Thank you.
Would anyone else wish to make a public comment? Non-agenda item.
Sorry.
Sure, step to the microphone, just your name and address for the record.
We're very official, you have to be official.
Hi, I'm Adriana Michi, and I think you'll be surprised, Frank, but I think most parents would agree with this. So I know that you were concerned a little bit about that, but I think most parents, moms, they'll be on board.
Of course. I'm not disagreeing with anyone, I just want to make it clear that this is the way we're looking to move. And
It's kind
the
of
way
wild
you say it right now is
that,
actually a good idea, a
it's kind
survey.
of wild that the cell phone right now, the internet, social media, it's kind of like, taking over everyone's lives, but there's still not policy to regulate in school time. Regardless if it's in the hallways, if it's in a classroom, it doesn't matter, it needs to exist. So it's a great initiative, so.
And we also need to teach our children responsibility as well. So moving on in life, at one point, they need to know that if you're gonna have a phone in college, Jake and Adriana, need to use it, know how to use it appropriately. Anyone else wish to make a public comment? Seeing no other people coming, I wish to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Opposed, abstentions? Have a great night.